Baby, take it easy. You don't need all that makeup to try and please me. We was locked in the moment, we both agreed, see. No more running in circles, stop all that teasing, yeah. Baby, take it easy. Got me rubbing through your hair when you get sleepy. No other man can make you feel the way I'm making you feel. Lay up next to me so I know it's real, yeah. Cause baby, you know, yeah, you got my heart. And that's all I ever want, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah,
King
bro.
Taco.
Yeah, that's my new artist, King Taco, man, out of Buffalo, New York. You heard? About to take over the whole R&B game. You heard? LAZ, man, I'm out here with the boy King Taco.
Yo,
Mexican
you know what we
R&B
doing.
sensation.
We outside, you know.
He came to NYC to check me. I got the bro Garley Ghost with me from that hit single, Shot of Liquor.
This is a warning. Some of the content seen on this channel may be a little disturbing to some. Make sure you read the title and the description of the video before watching and use your discretion. Shout out to the homegirl Trish for having the strength and courage to share this story.
So I woke up with a guy on top of me with his hand covered to my mouth and telling me to shut the fuck up, like shut up, with a knife to my face, like a little knife to my face, like shut up. Let me start off saying about this your girl Trish. What's up, everybody out there? How y'all doing out there? The story I'm about to give y'all is it's a 96 story. Yep, and it's something I wanted to get it off my chest for the longest. But all the time I think about it and talk about it, I get emotional. Then I get, a little upset about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a little too much for me. Even though I went to therapy and everything, just couldn't bring it up. It couldn't roll off my tongue. And when I try to make it roll off my tongue, it's just like, to get emotional, then I want to get up and walk away from the situation. Don't even want to talk about it no more. Because it's not a laughing. It's not a laughing and it's not a joke. It's not a joke, you know what I'm saying? So, in 96, I had 3 kids, and I was like 23 years old. Just by talking about that shit making me wanna break down and cry. That shit give me a funny feeling in my stomach, but, I was 23 years old, 23 or 24, and, doing my little dizzle in New York and Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, I was everywhere. I was outside. I was everywhere. And one day I just spent a night. I had a homegirl that I knew for years. And she asked me to spend a night at her house. Matter of fact, I asked her, can I spend a night at her house? Because I needed a place to stay. I was tired of sleeping outside in different people's houses and shit. So I didn't know what type of person she really was and what type of household she was running, But it looked safe to me because she had 2 kids of her own, So I figured, why not, Because I was tired of sleeping outside and sleeping everywhere and in and out of shelters and coming back to the block and doing my dizzle for a little bit money and shit, you know what I'm saying? And besides that, I was at her house. Like I said, I was at her house one day, and I had my 3 kids with me. My son, he was just born in '96, and shit crazy. So I'll talk about it. I had my son, he was born in '96, and, know, like I said, I needed a place to stay, and my baby father was in jail and shit, you know, and I just wanted to stay somewhere I felt that, like, it was safe, you know, even though, like I said, I was in and out of shelters, and I was in and out of here and there and there, and doing a little bit stupid shit out there for money, you know what I'm saying? Done strange for some change, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, back to where I was at. So spent the night in my homegirl house, and I didn't know what type of household she was running. She was a cool chick. Cool. Me and her became cool when my peoples was dealing with her. You know what I'm saying? And we just became cool. We became close. We was on the same level together. We was just like close like that. But we never talked about having guys in and out the crib, and never talked about, you know, like escorting and all that other stuff. So, but she never talked to me about it. And if she did, I never paid it no mind. But like I said, I wouldn't have been in that household if it was like that. So, you know, I was at her crib, spending the night there. She said, yeah, you could stay here. I said, I could stay here? She said, yeah. I said, well, let me spend a night here first. Let me try it out. So, you know, I was staying there for a couple of days. Everything was all good. And then I was cleaning up. I was putting food in the house. And we was chilling. We was having a great time together. Her and me and her kids and my kids. And, you know, she always had guys coming in and out of her house. Always had guys coming in and out of her house. And I never thought of anything. I never thought of nothing. I just figured that, you know, she was just had guys coming in and out of the house. Like it was always a guy at the door, like, where's she at? And they'll go in the room, come out like 25 minutes later, then leave. So I'm minding my business. You know, I'm in the living room with my 3 kids and just chilling. Like, didn't think of nothing. Like, really paid it. I ain't really paid it no mind. So I was talking about that shit. Yo, one day, sleeping, and shit crazy. I didn't know she left the door cracked open, so whoever she wanted to come over, she left, you know, let him in. But I'm sleeping in the living room and didn't know that she left the door cracked open and shit. And had a nigga come in, but I'm asleep, like I said. So I woke up with a guy on top of me with his hand covered to my mouth and telling me to shut the fuck up, like shut up, with a knife to my face, like a little knife to my face, like shut up. And I got my eyes wide open, like what the? Couldn't scream or nothing, like. So he did his thing, and it was disgusting. And I screamed when he got up and ran out the house. My son was laying next to me crying. My other 2 kids at the bottom of the bed crying. And I'm crying. I goes in the room and yell her name.
You said your kids was in the bed with you?
Yeah, they was in the bed with me. And
was they awake or asleep, or?
My son was awake. My baby was awake, crying, screaming. And my son was just born in '96, so he was 5 months. And my other 2 kids was like 3 and 3 and 5, like 3 and 5. And they woke up screaming and crying because I was screaming when the guy ran out and ran off me. So what I did was ran in the room and tried to tell my friend, but she wasn't even there. And when she did get in, she was like, what happened? And then I told her the situation. She was like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I called the police and my mother. I called my mother and the police and my aunt, you know what I'm saying? And they came. And when they came, my mother came down and she was like, oh, what happened? I told her what happened. She was like, that's good for you. And I was like, wow, like crying, holding myself. crying. The cop was like, I think you should leave. We want you to leave to come to the precinct and make a report and everything. And I made a report, and I wound up going in the shelter that later on that night because I begged my mother, can I stay with her? She was like, no, that's what you get. I'm glad that happened to you. That's good for you. Like, that's really good for you. And I'm like, me being young at 23, 24, I ain't know no better. I ain't really know no better. So I'm figuring, like, what she's saying to me, I got to know how to swallow that shit, because she's saying that's good for me. And I'm like, is it my fault? You saying that's good for me? Like, what should I do? Like, what should I do? And she like, well, that's good for you. Take your ass in the shelter. And I'm standing there with a bruise, with a little cut on my face, and like, Mom, help me, please. Like, please help me, please. Like, please give me a hug, please. And she just walked right past me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just walked right past me and shit. I mean, my kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? And crazy shit about it is like, she was like, yeah, you and them ugly ass kids and shit. Crazy. It was just crazy. I ain't had nobody to give me no hug or nothing. When I was like, can you watch the kids so I can go to the emergency room? And she wouldn't even watch my kids, so I couldn't even go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I could do is just make a report or anything. And I wanna making a report, going in the shelter. Like I said, it just hit me hard to the point, like, later on, I just couldn't trust nobody for a minute. My life was like crazy. Like, I always called on her for help, for everything, and for a hug, not even for help, just for a hug and for some love and shit. You know what I'm saying? That one made me stronger, because she wouldn't even give it to me. That's why I kept having kids. You know what I'm saying? I kept having kids because all I wanted was love. And that's just, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, it was just life for me growing up. And that shit hit me real hard, really, like, really hard, to the point that I felt that, like me getting raped was like a piece of cake. Like it was like nothing. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was nothing. It was nothing. And I carried that burden for a long time. For a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, a very, very long time. I carried that burden for a long time. And I seen a therapist, but I just couldn't get that off my chest, because I felt that, like, they was going to blame me for what happened. For what happened. And that's how my mother had me thinking that, you know, it was my fault.
Did they ever catch that dude?
No, I still remember the dude. I still remember his name. I still know how he looked. When I'm out there in the hood, I still, if I ever in the hood and I'm out there, and if he, you know, outside, still remember his face and everything. I used to see him sometimes. I used to see him walk past me or see him around in the hood, and I used to be like, Dad, man, only if anybody know that what he did to me a long time ago, they probably wouldn't even believe me, you know what I'm saying? Even though I made a report about it, you know, but you know, it was saying for me not to really talk about, because my mother had me figuring not to talk to nobody about it. She had me thinking that that's good for me. She had it to the point, like that's how I was raised. Like, that's good for you, for real. So this is how your life should be, you know. So I just didn't know no better. Like I said, I ain't know no better. I was still learning. Life growing up, and shit was just reckless, ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. I ain't had nobody to protect me. I ain't had nobody to be there for me. That's why I can't have kids, because I ain't know no better. I really ain't know no better, and I had to learn from the streets. That's why when I had to talk with my brother, I I asked him, I said, who raised you? He said, what you mean, who raised me? And I said, who raised you? He said, the streets. I said, that's what I said, damn, that's crazy. He said, who raised you? I said, the world raised me. The world had raised me, like the streets, the world, everybody had to learn from the streets. You know, I ever received not one hug from my mother, man, ever in my life, ever. And if she did hug me, it was a hug of, you know, you're gonna get your ass whooped type of hug, or it was a hug of like forcing herself to hug me. That's why I always asked her years ago, like, who are you? Can you tell me who you is? You don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do no drugs. You're a regular person that always say, hide your purse, a black person coming along. You always said that. You used to say that and crack a joke about it, and I used to look at you. I used to look at her and say, that's not funny. Why are you saying stuff like that? And she used to say, oh, get your stupid ass away from me, taking up for these people. And I used to be like, well, who is these people? Like, who is these people? Who are you talking about? Like, this is all I know right here. It's not but love. This is life right here. Like, who are you? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm the first kid of the family. I'm the first child. I'm your first child. And you talk to me, can you tell me anything? And she didn't tell me nothing, you know. My mother had 6 kids by my pops, you know what I'm saying? And then she messed around, had a few more by another man, and treated them kids the best. She treated them the best.
Was the other man black?
Yes, he was black, and my pops was black, but my pops is Jamaican, you know. And
why you think your mom's always mess with black dudes? If she, why you said she was on some racial shit at times. Well, why you think she always mess with black dudes though?
I think it's for protection, because look at the Rain Man, look where she was at. Look at the area where she was at. That's how I felt. There's no race thing with me. You know what I'm saying? She probably could have messed with Puerto Rican or white, whatever. I wouldn't care who she messed with. But me, this is how I feel about her. I think it was for a front or protection, or look, you know what I'm saying? Look, they want me. You know what I'm saying? Because she always say that. They want me. They want this light skin thing right here. And crazy thing about it, it's just my father and another guy, and they black. My father West Indian, you know, and it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
What West Indian is your pops?
What West Indian? What you mean?
Where he from? Your father?
Oh, he from Kingston. He's Parish in Kingston, Jamaica. He from Kingston. So it's just like crazy. Like how'd your person, black person come? I don't like my black grandkids. You know, like it's just. I peeped it. I always peeped it, and I always seen it, and I always told my brothers and sisters. They ain't believe me until one day it happened to them. You know what I'm saying? And my mother started being a little racist with them, with their kids. But they just didn't say nothing how I'm saying something. And I always told them, let's talk about it. Can we sit her down? You know what I'm saying? Put her in a circle, sit her in a chair. Let's have a circle. Can we all talk? You know what I'm saying? Because I got 7 sisters and 5 brothers. So I would like to, by my moms, you know what I'm saying? Not by nobody else, by my mother. And we always around each other, except for me. She always distanced me away from my brothers and sisters until one day, you know what I'm saying, she didn't want to take care of them no more. So, you know, I started taking care of them and bringing them into my home and helping them out with everything. You know, that's what a big sister do. I ain't say I was perfect, but, you know, I had to live and learn too myself. You know what I'm saying? I was out there wilding too myself. You know, and some of the things I can't always blame my moms about. At the same time, I had to live and learn. You know, like I said, a hard head make a soft ass. And I had to really live and learn my lesson and not know what not to do and learn what to do. That's right. And as I see it now, it's just, I feel it's more questions than answers instead of more answers than questions now. So it's more like, I don't know what to tell them anymore when they ask me questions about Mom Duke. You know what I'm saying? Because when we be talking, when we be talking about, you know, my moms and our moms, and I'll be like, maybe she didn't have a training book on how to raise a kid herself. But after she raised my father kids, us, she had 6 kids by my pops. So after she had 6 kids by my father, you know what I'm saying, she started doing good with the other kids she had by the other men. They was perfect. She did perfect things with them. Like great things. She never hated them, never yelled at them, never called them racist names, never disrespected them, never did nothing wrong to them. Nothing. But us, 6 kids by my father, you know what I'm saying? She just treated us like the most crappiest kids in the whole wide world. It was a change, a big change. Especially with me. She mistreated me really bad. And I ain't ever did her wrong until I grew up. I used to sit by her all the time at 13, 14, 12 and be like, Mommy, can I sit by you, please? She's you know what I'm saying? Like, get me out of the tub and say, go in the room and make me lay down in the bed and with no food and no sheet wrapped around me. I used to have to sleep on 4 milk crates with a piece of cotton on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, while everybody else sleep in the bed. And I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was young. So it was just a lot of things going on. And I had to see a therapist. I ain't had to see one, but I'd rather talk to a stranger than anybody that really know me, because I don't need you throwing nothing into my face and it's a rage coming out of me. I don't need that. Like I said, I've been in jail. I did time. I've been in jail for crazy stuff, for crazy shit. Arsoning, drugs, all types of ill shit I've been in jail for. And it's not fun. It's not nothing to brag about, but I tell you what, I got kids of my own. And I got grown kids, real grown kids. Grown and then grown like 30, 31 and shit like that. And not one of my kids ever been in jail. Not one. Not one. Every child I have finished high school except for the young ones that's still going to school. You know what I'm saying? I pushed it. I'm pushing them. I'm giving them hope, faith, love. You know what I'm saying? Talking to them. I get them motivation. You know, every morning I always tell everybody, have a great day. I love you. Stay safe. You need to talk to anyone, you tell the school counselor. You call my phone. I'm up there 0.2. I get a motivation every morning. Call you look good. You look great today. Let me fix you. Let me fix you up before you go outside. You look nice. You hungry? Take this snack. You all right? I love you. Have a great day in school. You're going to do fantastic. You're going to do good. You're great. You're smart. Ain't nothing wrong with you. I always tell them, anybody try to tell you what's wrong with you, you put your head up high and your shoulders back and you walk forward and say, ain't shit wrong with it. You know? But, you know, I had to build that self-motivation for my own, especially for my kids, because I ain't want them to see me like this. And I ain't want them to see me like all down and stuff, because I'm my kids' biggest inspiration. I'm my kids' biggest motivation. You know what I'm saying? Self-motivation is really, really hard. But when you get it, grab it and walk toward with it. I always say that. Because not everybody can build self-motivation. So that's why I be on everybody's heels in this house like a CO, and I don't give a damn. I'm going to be on their heels as long as I'm alive, because I wouldn't want them to walk the wrong path. And if they do walk that path, I'm going to make sure and tell them it's a lot of hills and the tunnels and underground shit that you got to go through. So take this and be prepared to fight and talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, I'm just living. We just living. And We just living. I'm just building my kids. I always tell them, fuck an A and B plan. Make sure you have a C and D on the side for emergency. You know what I'm saying? And they always look at me and be like, what you mean by that, Mom? You got money to stash, you got money to cash, you got money to put away, and you got money to play. So make sure, I don't care if you put $15 up every time, $10 in that stash, $20 in that stash, $100 for this. You know what I'm saying? Make sure bills come first, because you need that roof over your head. You need that. You need that. Fuck everything else. I got the food that if you need it. I got the food. If you need food, you come to mama. Because every Sunday, it's a big Sunday dinner going on up in here. I don't play them games. I cook 3 different meats. 3. And I work. Yes, I do work. I work in an old folks home. I work in the emergency room. Sometimes they call me. I'm private. Sometimes they call me. My job do call me. They call me sometimes and say, we need you to come take this person blood pressure, draw this person blood. We need you to inject to get this person, you know what I'm saying, they insulin. Take they, you know what I'm saying, do this and do that. I do have a job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not bragging about what type of job I have. I'm just saying it doesn't matter what type of job you have. Just make sure you get to that bag. And make sure you get to that bag the right way. The legit way. Because all work, no play. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't cool. So you want all work and all play. So at the same time, I always tell my kids, just make sure you keep that roof over your head. Mama got the food for you. You need clothes, just go in my closet. You need something, just tell me. I'm gonna try my best to get it, because you do have little brothers and sisters. But like I said, I'm gonna try my best to get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. And it's not about staying fly, it's about staying decent. I always tell everybody, it's about staying decent and clean. Don't brag about what you got. Don't talk too much shit, because the same way you got it is the same way God can take it from you. So just be grateful. If somebody say, here's a flower, here's a rose, here's a t-shirt, here's a pair of socks, take it and say thank you very much. Get them a hug and say, I really appreciate it. Or say thank you. You ain't even got to get them a hug. Say thank you. I appreciate it, for real, because I know sometimes shit looks skeptical. But somebody give you something, you be like, okay, what is this for? What that mean? Because I does that, okay? Because there's always something. Somebody always wants something for something. And it's very hard. It's very hard to trust people. Very hard. So if you got that person in your corner, keep that person in your corner. Everybody is not perfect at all. Ain't a such thing as a perfect person. You know what I'm saying? I always tell my kids, whatever happened to you, don't be afraid to talk to me about it. Yeah, your mother might get ballistic. Your mother might, over exaggerate. But that's what I do. That's what the moms do. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm they turn up at graduations. I'm they turn up at their parties. I'm the turn up. Shoot. I'm always starting off with a dance in the middle of the floor, looking silly. I don't give a damn. It's for my kids. That's how I got that motivation going on, that inspiration. When I turn around, look at my kids, and they be like, oh, this is corny. I'll start acting all silly and stuff. And then next, I turn up and start dancing. You know what I'm saying? I do that everywhere. Now they does that. Now my kids does that. So I always tell them, no matter where you at, where you from, how much you got, don't brag about what you do too much. Because the same way you got it is the same way God can take it from you. So I always tell them to pray about it. Pray in the morning when you get up. Pray at night before you go to bed. I always tell them to be grateful about everything. You know what I'm saying? But Mom, you got raped. But Mom, this is what happened to you. I know this is what happened to me. I know that. Mom, your mother don't like you for no reason. I know that. People don't like people for no reason. It happens. It happens. But mom, she a mom. Look, I know that. It's just, shit happens. I can't keep.
As far as your mom's is concerned, it's a possibility that your mother was suffering from extreme depression. You feel me? And I ain't no doctor, but I know that depression has a lot of side effects and symptoms. You feel me? So your mother could have been suffering herself from, psychological things that needed to be addressed that she never had no therapy for. You feel me? Like a white woman living smack dab in the ghetto, 6 kids, you feel me? Like, the whole interracial aspect of it is enough to stress people out alone. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you having black children and your children having a white mother, feel me? It's a lot of stress that may come along with that at times. You understand how people judge you and people feel and the things people say behind your back and whatever. You never know what your mom's was going through, and we spoke about that before. You don't know what your mom's went through when she was a child.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, I don't think the answer is to hate your mother. I don't think the answer is to act like, oh, so what, and shrug your shoulders about it and say, who cares? Because that's not going to heal you. The real way to address that is to understand that there is a high possibility that your mother had terrible things that happened to her in her life, and it put her in a state of depression. And when she was in that depression, it made her a certain type of person, but she may have never really had a chance to get some of the shit off her chest the way you never really had a chance to get some of the shit off your chest. You feel me? So, you should think about that. You should think about that and take that into consideration and say, who knows? Did my mother ever have a therapist?
The crazy thing about it, Laz, is we try to take her to therapy. I said I know it's probably
Your mobile
too
device is still in the vehicle.
My fault. This shit is. Hold on. Yeah, you say y'all try to take her to therapy?
Yeah, we try to take her to therapy, and I know it's a little too late in the age, but it ain't never too late in the age. But like I said, we try to do that. She wouldn't go. We asked her, was it trauma in her life growing up? She said, I don't want to talk about it. I said, I can't blame you for everything. I would like a hug from you. I even try to rekindle my love for my mama and have her stay with me when I was living, you know what I'm saying, in the other part of Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? And she still wouldn't do it. She did grimy shit to me, man. Why even still when I try to rekindle, I ain't see my mother for 3 years. And when I rekindled my love for my mama and said, can we just talk about it? Can we forget about it? And I still, and when I brought her to my home and said, Mom, you just live with me, she did some grimy shit to me, man. I'm saying, if you could see my face and this crazy, she did grimy shit to me, man. For no reason, man. Just like, my sister used to be like, oh, you got mommy to stay with you. Why she did this? Why she do this to you? And I was like, I don't even fucking know. Why she did that to me, man? Like, why is she doing stuff like this to me? What is going on? Till one day she said, you look like your father. She said, you look like your father. And I said, me looking like my dad make you want to hurt me? She said, yeah. You act like him. I don't like you. She said, so what? You can act like I like you or I can act like I like you all I want to. I don't like you. And I was like, why you ain't been tell me that? She was like, I ain't got to tell you that. I had you stay with me. You call social service on me for no reason. I'm sleeping in the bed. Why you do that, Mom? Like, why you do that to me? Because I don't like you. I don't like your kids. I don't want to stay here. You forced me to stay here. So it's just like, damn. damn, like, there's nothing I could do about it. I don't know what to do about it, but ask God. I can't keep asking God. I can't keep asking him why and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's nothing I can do about the situation. I'm just shaking my head like, that shit is hard. Not having, I wish I could go to my mother and fucking talk to her and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could. But I never had that. You know, trying to hold my crying. I never had that. I never had, like, I could sit down and talk to my moms and stuff, you know. But, you know, I guess life go on. You know what I'm saying? I gotta build up strength for my kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I always had other people to talk to, you know? But that's just a part of life. I guess that's just a part of life. So it is what it is. Me getting raped, I thought that was supposed to be like nothing, because that's what she said to me, is nothing. At the end of the day, she said that was nothing, girl. And I was like, oh shit, like I'm 23 years old, like this supposed to be nothing? All right, like I went with it until I learned about it, and I see it on TV and see it on, you know, see what happened to people a lot. So, you know, that been on my mind a lot. And me rekindling my friendship with the girl at the house I was staying at, and shorty, you know, we wasn't talking for years. Did I ever tell her? Yeah, I told her. But she didn't really believe me because she believed my mother. My mother was like in her ear, like, nah, she all right, she good, she okay. That's what she get. She hallucinating. Ain't nothing really happened to her. She ain't gonna press charges. And the girl like, yo, but I don't want her. She was like, I'm sorry. My mother like, you ain't gotta apologize to her. But I ain't speak to the girl for at least 10 years. At least 10 or 15 years. I ain't speak to her. We just started speaking back. like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. We just started speaking back. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. We just started speaking back, and I want to tell her and sit down and tell her the person's name, because she kept asking me, who was it? And I was like, but I want to sit down and tell her. I know she's going to break down and cry and look at me going, why you been in, you know, tell me that it was him and everything. And because I knew about him, and I know she's going to say some shit like that. I know she is. So, you know, one day I'll probably sit down and tell her the situation and shit. But I just want to ask her why she believed my mother so much. She ain't do nothing but say, because she was right there telling me not to believe you. Shit crazy, man. Shit crazy how my mom's, what she did to me, man. For real. It's crazy. But other than that, I tried my best to love my mother, but she ain't trying hard enough for me. I guess the only way she could show love is by being angry. I guess that's how she grew up, you know what I'm saying? My grandmother, yes, I had a grandmother, yes, I always was around my grandmother. I was living with my grandmother a few times in East New York, in the East, you know. That's how I ran through the streets of Mother Gaston. Shout out to Rockaway, shout out to Broadway Junction, shout out to Sackman, shout out to Eastern Parkway, shout out to, you know, Horn Street, shout out to Sumner and Mother Gaston, what up, Mayday, and all of y'all, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I'm saying, I ran through. My family was Sumner, you know what I'm saying, Mother Gaston, Rockaway, Fulton, Pool Hall, my Aunt Taya, you know what I'm saying? Amboy, I used to live at 10 Amboy, you know what I'm saying? I ran through, And I'm not proud about it. It's just that was all I knew growing up. You know what I'm saying? After the Star, I was on Utica Avenue. I was on Bainbridge. I was everywhere. I was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? 4th Street Project. You know what I'm saying? I was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I did the streets. I did that already. I did the streets. I did the streets for real. It's not for everybody, but you try your best. You know what I'm saying? Wish you nothing but luck out there. The shit is jungle. It's a concrete jungle out there. You ain't gonna like it. So, other than that, we good. I'm good. Just living, minding my business, chilling. Just got married, y'all. Love my husband and my kids. Paid in my behind, but just got married, y'all. Love my husband and my kids, like I said. We just living, minding my business, teaching them to mind theirs, even though they little kids and they don't know no better. But, you know, we just minding my business and teaching my kids. That's just about it, you know what I'm saying? Just chilling. Got my kids and a couple of my, you know, got my other 2 big kids in college. They go to UConn. You know what I'm saying? And my older daughter, she's a therapist. You know what I'm saying? And my son, he about to have his first daughter. You know what I'm saying? Got my other I got grandkids. Yes, I do got grandkids that I love so much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to have my first granddaughter at the same time, at the right age. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, we just try to stay focused and mind our business and stay in our own world out here. That's just about it. That's just about it. Staying focused, minding my business. Ain't nothing really outside but outside. Ain't nothing really out there but money, but bills. All the time you outside, you gotta pay for shit. So I prefer to just come straight in the house and write down the shit on the paper on the refrigerator and see what need to be done in this house and see what's needed in this house. That's how I get my shit around the house. That's how we do it. You know, what need to be paid for, that's on call for. Who need clothes, go in the room and look at their clothes, throw away stuff, donate it to the Salvation Army, donate it here, give it to people. You know, I have a little garden going on, you know, gotta finish picking it, you know, and just chilling, staying in our own lane, minding our business. If it ain't about us, we mind our business, you know. That's just about it. Just chilling. Nothing but unity, love, and happiness. Ain't such thing being perfect. But I tell you what, we making it in our own little world over here. It's our own world. We just building. We building it. Building our own little world. Staying focused on what we got going on. Real. That's just about it, lads. It's nothing but love, you know?